maybe New York now might not be known as the new Windy City. Mayor Michael Bloomberg of New York City backpedaling now on his proposal to develop wind turbines and then put them on the top of buildings and bridges because, well, it was kind of mocked, needless to say. Our next guest, however, is the CEO from a company that already puts wind turbines on the tops of buildings. Joining us now from Sacramento, California, is Paul Misso, Marquiss Wind Power CEO. Thank you so much for being here, Paul. What is really the feasibility of this, putting these turbines, because they're still fairly large, right? 19 feet in height, something like that?
Correct. Most buildings hold the turbines very well. They sit on top of flat rooftops. We target commercial, industrial buildings, schools, public buildings, anywhere where there's a healthy wind that can produce an attractive payback.
You say target. How many of these turbines have you installed so far? What cities are looking at them as well?
To date, we are a startup company. To date, we've installed 3 turbines in Sacramento and near Tracy, California. Our target market initially is in the region as we grow as a company. We do have San Francisco Mayor Gavin Newsom has chartered his own task force in which he is chairing personally to bring urban wind to San Francisco. So Mayor Bloomberg's comments, while maybe he's being mocked, certainly are not off target.
How much does one of these turbines cost?
The turbines range from $30,000 to $60,000 in cost, depending on the capacity of the turbine. And it's how much power can you generate and what is the return on investment for the customer who purchases them. It
sounds like a lot of money, though, because you can buy a car with the airbags, anti-lock brakes, GPS computer system for a whole lot less than $30,000 to $60,000.
Absolutely, but the turbines themselves, if you get about a 12-mile-an-hour wind, for example, in California with the state incentives that are available, we'll produce power at about 8 cents per kilowatt hour, which is a very attractive rate. So if you think of this as an investment in renewable energy, it's certainly on a par with any other source that there is. And when competing for rooftop space with the solar industry, we think we've got a distinct competitive advantage there.
But how close to cost effective do they get without government subsidies?
Without government subsidies, we're looking at about 20 cents per kilowatt hour, which, again, if you ask the same question about solar is probably 50 cents per kilowatt hour. So it comes down to the choices as we drive for renewable energy. There's many utilities in the country where customers are paying 20 cents a kilowatt hour for their peak hours, and we can certainly address that without incentives. With the incentives that are available, we become a very attractive choice.
And even outside of the incentives, the real problem is getting past permitting and regulations to get these into urban areas, right?
Correct. That's one of our significant issues that we do have a big focus on. The efforts from Mayor Newsom and from Mayor Bloomberg certainly are very helpful in driving that.
But how tall is the tallest building that you've put one on? Could you theoretically put one on the top of the Empire State Building, just as an example?
You could theoretically. It would take a helicopter install, which would be difficult, but you could do so. I think much more realistic would be the 20 to 30 to 40-story office buildings around New York with flat rooftops where there's a very significant wind on the rooftop.
Paul, it was great to see you. Thank you so much for being here and explaining it all. Paul Misso in Sacramento, California. Take care.
Thank you, Dagan. Thank you very much.